Welcome to 10 Talents Trading. My name is Blake, aka Forex Money Flipper. Today we're talking about Trading Psychology 101, and I want to talk about being impulsive, or the impulsive person, okay, versus the. I'm still trying to think of what word to call this. You know, you could use lots of different words. Diligent. Discretionary, or trying to think of the other word that I had. I know a real biblical word is diligent, but I don't know. Also, temperance is another good one, which has to do with self-control. Deliberate is the other word I was trying to think of. Deliberate, right? So, you know, doing something on purpose, right, for a reason. The reason I'm doing this video is because I can't trade anymore today because I screwed up my account because I was impulsive, right? So this video is more for me. I don't know if anybody's ever going to see this, but what word do you guys like? Do you like diligent? Discretionary? You know, or what was the other one? I just literally said it. Anyway, whatever. We will, let's see. Diligent. I guess we can put diligent. The reason I'm just going to go ahead and use diligent is because it's a biblical word that we can look up biblical verses for, and there's a lot of good ones in Proverbs and other places. Okay, so we have the impulsive trader and the diligent trader. Obviously, it's not just one or the other. You might have a diligent trader that acts impulsively, and you might have a impulsive trader that occasionally does his due diligence, or is diligent, right? But, you know, we're going to just run down some things that might be characteristics of these types of people, okay? So this type of person right here probably has no plan, right? He might have a strategy, but he probably doesn't have a plan or rules, right? No plan, okay? No rules, okay? No plan, no rules. Hey, isn't it great? Don't we just want to run around, not have any rules, and just do whatever we want, right? Wouldn't that be great? Well, not so much. I mean, rules, you know, are there for many reasons, right? And that's a whole nother hour-long conversation. But, you know, it's basically like, I like to always use the military analogy and say that if there was no rules of war, right, anybody could do anything, right? But we have what's called the Geneva Convention, right, which is basically to try to keep it somewhat humane, right? So rules are a good thing. When you are doing something, you know, rules are there to help you to be usually it's the institution. For example, if you're in a school, they have rules which are there to protect the school. There's there to ensure the continuity or the continuation of prosperity of the school or institution, or wherever the place is, workplace, anything. Okay, rules are good, and we need to understand that without rules, we would have the Wild Wild West, right? So you look at the Wild Wild West. I mean, you think, yeah, cool, cowboys, and you know, you can do whatever you want, anytime you want. Outlaw, everybody wants to be the outlaw. You watch it on TV, but you always got the lawman coming around. But back in too, even in the Wild West, and that's what you watch all them movies. But yeah, it's like, here's the thing, traders. I think trading can attract the kind of person that's like, yeah, no rules, that's great. Yeah, let's just like, woohoo. Like, I mean, maybe not that kind of person, like this is woohoo, but okay, sorry. But the kind of like the outlaw personality, right? Nobody's gonna tell me what to do. I'm not gonna have a boss. I'm not gonna have a job. I'm gonna trade. I'm a renegade. I'm a maverick. You know what I mean? That kind of personality, right? Trading is unlimited, and I can make as much money as I want, and yeah, like there's that sort of that kind of spirit about trading, right? Well, then you've got some traders who are more like what you might think of when you think of like an accountant, or someone that's in the books more, that's more cautious, that's more conservative, right? I would rather be. It's more fun to be the first one that I described, but the second one, I would rather be in terms of a trader. I would rather be more of a conservative, more of a controlled, more over here. I think those people can do better. I think that trading attracts these people, okay? But I think if somebody comes over from one of these other types of personalities, like I said, accountants or whatever, that more sort of controlled, self-controlled, like conservative type, I think they probably will do better, honestly. Like I said, it's more fun to be over here, but I think that like we have to at least put on this cap while we're trading, which, who wants to do that, right? Who wants to pretend to be an accountant or whatever? But okay, so let's continue over here. No plan, no rules. Okay. Wild West. Right? It's just like anything goes. Over here, you can tend to be what's the word I'm looking for? Grandiose. 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 Okay. Right? Shoot for the moon, shoot for the stars. You're grandiose. You've got like dollar signs in your eyes. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna get all this money. I'm gonna over leverage, basically, which is what I always do. Been doing it now for 3 years. Can't seem to stop. But it's pretty fun. It's fun to over leverage and blow your account, because then you can kind of get upset about it and get charged and get like emotional, or like get like you get some kind of charge out of it, right? Like, or at least I do, right? So at the end of the day, I think it's like we could put thrill seeker here, right? Thrill seeker, right? So trading can be very much exciting, right? But ICT, Michael Joe Huddleston, MJH, one of the most boring teachers ever, he says that you want your trading to be boring, right? And we I listen to Michael Joe Huddleston. I listen to ICT, so I was religious about it for a long time, and then like I kind of got burnt out a little bit, to be honest. I'm trying to get back into it, but it's just I've spent hundreds of hours sitting there watching his lectures, and after a while, it's just kind of like, I'm not making money yet. Come on, I need a faster solution, right? So obviously impatience is a factor over here. Um, but yeah, so but that's impulsive, impatient, same thing, pretty much. But yeah, that thrill-seeking mentality of like, okay, I'm gonna go heavy, and if it goes in my direction, then awesome. If not, okay, I can get a charge out of it. Now, let me just say this: I've been trading a funded account. Okay, so I paid $25 for a $5,000 account, which is really just a $500 account. So I'm basically paying $25 to trade $500 account. And if I have to make X number of dollars to pass the challenge, it's called Rebels funding. By the way, these are kind of the rebels over here, So I'm sure they're making a lot of money off of the rebels coming in, like me. But okay, I think we get the point, right? I mean, we get the point, right? We're 10 minutes in. Let's move over here and let's talk a little bit about over here because we got the point. Okay, so let's move on. So diligent. Okay, so what do they have? They have a plan. They have a plan. Okay, and they follow it. They might have a plan over here, but they don't follow it, right? These have a plan, they follow it. Okay, that's kind of like what you would consider to be obvious in context of what we're doing on the whiteboard here. So, have a plan, not just a plan, but a detailed plan and a detailed, okay, I guess the word for this would be specific, detailed plans, specific rules, kind of the same thing. Okay, so if this is the Wild West, then this would be basically, I don't know, the police academy or something, accounting school or a court of law, you know what I mean? Where everything is just like cut and dry, it's black and white, it's a matter of fact. Yeah, so if this is the Wild West, then this would be basically, civilization, right? Civilized, okay? So these are grandiose. These would be realistic, okay? This would be a thrill seeker. This would be, I don't like to say humdrum, but steady Eddie, thrill seeker here, controlling risk over here, risk averse, not a risk taker, so it's a thrill seeker, risk taker, right? Thrill seeker, risk taker, and then over here we would have what's the opposite of a thrill seeker? Opposite of a thrill seeker. Well, we know that it'd be risk averse. Okay, so who's risk averse? What's the opposite of opposite of thrill seeker? So thrill seeker is somebody who skydives, mountain climbs, does all kinds of extreme sports, and then you have, the conservative, and obviously, this would be, liberal. So then you'd have conservative down here. And then up here, risk averse, and then we still need one for thrill seeker. Not a thrill seeker. I mean, how do you even say that? Content, maybe content. I think probably that would be fine. Content. I just don't want to spend any more time on the video trying to think of a word, so I'm just going to put content. So, okay, so this person so let's just go run over. Okay, no plan, no rules, Wild West, grandiose, thrill seeker, risk taker, liberal. Got it? That's the impulsive person. Okay, the diligent person has a detailed plan, specific rules, is civilized, realistic, content, risk averse, and conservative. Okay, so one of the things I'm done writing on there, but I was gonna write something else, but let me see if I can. I don't really want to redo that. I'm just gonna write one more little thing. I know there's a lot of space in there. I can redo it, but okay. So let me just say one thing I want to write down the board. We should be focusing on the risk, not the reward. Obviously, we need to have our take profits and partials and things and understand like where the market is headed and that and where we're going to take profits and stuff like that. But going into the trade, we need to be more focused on the risk. Not how much can I make. There's this dog running around outside. Not how much can I make, but how much can I lose, right? How much am I going to allow myself to lose today or on this trade, right? Because it's more important. Well, they're both important, right? The day and the trade. So you can have those in your plan, right? I'll be honest with you. 3 years into this, I still do not have a plan, and I still have not made any money. Okay? One of the things that I learned that I just must not have really done anything with this information, but the idea is that if you have a plan and a strategy, and you follow that plan and that strategy and those rules, so you have those three things: plan, strategy, and rules. Plan, strategy, and rules. Okay, and you follow those, you can back test those, right? And you can say, okay, I need to change this. I need to change that. That's this guy. He can back test successfully. What do you think is going to happen for a guy like me over here? Back testing. Oh, this sure is fun. Woo-hoo! Yeah, this is exciting. Wild, Wild West. But do you think that this individual learned anything really? Obviously no, because they have no foundation, no basis of, like they say, you have to have a basis of truth in your life or whatever. Well, we need the basis of plan, rules, and, strategy, right? No strat, okay? No strat. Okay. Detailed strat. Strategy, strat. Okay? Detailed strategy. Alright? So, these are the three core components that we need We need rules first, okay? Then we formulate a plan around those rules. Or I guess you could maybe do it the other way. I guess it doesn't really matter. But they have to go together, right? Rules, plan, strategy. And then you can backtest. And then you can say, like I said, okay, this works, this doesn't. And then you have something that you can take to the market and say, this worked in my backtesting. I'm going to do it here. You know, and I'm going to save the Wild West for the movies, and I'm going to save the action, recklessness, and whatever for action movies, and I'm going to watch Mission Impossible and really get that out of my system, okay, so that when it's time to trade, all of a sudden I am, you know, disciplined, and, you know, I need my glasses on to be the accountant, right? Yeah, and so I think discipline is kind of the obvious thing here. But what I was going to write down was ask how much can I lose? Not make. Does that make sense? How much can I lose, not make, right? Because the money's going to come if you manage your risk, right? Okay. So I think it's pretty obvious that this person is undisciplined and this person is disciplined, right? I mean, that's kind of obvious, right? So not disciplined, not disciplined. Discipline, right? Not discipline, discipline, right? And so, you know, this one is the failing trader over here. Every time, this is one that makes the brokers all the money and the prop firms all the money and the institutions, you know, they take their liquidity and they do all that. Okay, first of all, you got to know how to trade, right? And then you got to back test it to make sure that you do know how to trade, right? And the only way to do that, and I haven't done this yet, and I've been trading for 3 years, I still haven't done this, is to have a plan, rules, and a strategy. Why haven't I done it? I don't know. My mind, I guess, is so chaotic. You know, it's not chaotic. It's peaceful, but it's like peaceful chaos in the sense that, I don't know. Maybe it's just an excuse. Maybe I'm just making that up. But I need to basically, I guess I need to like go online, right, and look at different people's plans, you know, trading plans, and like start obsessing about that, and like basically, okay, this is what a plan looks like. I think ICT has a video, right? It's called Elements of a Trade Setup, right? And then he's got the trading plan development series, and I watched like I think a little bit more than half of that, and it was like a little bit too much. Because it was talking a lot about the fundamentals, which is great, because you want to have the fundamentals behind you, you want to have the institutional sponsorship, but what I'm trying to get at is this person can watch all the ICT videos and whatever, and learn all the techniques and strategies and whatever, okay? They're still going to lose money, they're still not going to be successful. You might get lucky every now and then, but that's it. This person doesn't even really have to watch any education or any training or know how to trade at all, okay? Because if you sit there and flip a coin and you only risk $1 and you try to allow yourself to let the trade run and get 4 times your money on, so if you flip it and you hit tails, right, that's where the poop comes out, so we'll say that's the crappy one, so you lose money. So if you only lose $1 every time you hit tails, okay, but if you win $4 every time you hit heads, you don't even need a strategy. You could just have a plan and rules, and you would do extremely far and away outperform this nut job, nut bag. Okay, not that that's me. I'm not a nut job, nut bag, but maybe a little bit. But you know what? The people you got to worry about are the people that don't know that they're crazy. But yeah, crazy fun, man. Anyway, all right. So this one, rules, plan, strategy. Hopefully, all three of those, right? But like I said, if you did this, you don't even need a strategy. You can still be successful, okay? Over here, there's really nothing that this person can do except for get lucky occasionally to be successful. There's really nothing this person can do to be successful over here. They're just not. I don't care what they do. It doesn't matter what they do. I don't care. It doesn't matter if it's trading. It doesn't matter. You could do any kind of number of anything. You could do whatever. This person will always fail, except for maybe being a janitor or something, or working the trades. But even those types of jobs will get, some of this, I don't know. But yeah, so if you want to be successful, yeah, I guess this is sort of irrelevant to certain jobs, right? Okay, but trading is not one of them. You can be this kind of person and go get, whatever kind of blue collar job, learn a trade or something, but you're still gonna have to be there on time, okay? You're still gonna have to do the work. You're still gonna have to, you can't just sit there and say, "Wow, I'm gonna build 1,000,000 houses." By being grandiose, you actually have to be realistic and say, okay, let's start with a foundation and build the walls and be pragmatic, right? So, but anyway, for the most part, this one's not going to be successful. This one will always be successful over here. This one, doesn't matter what they do, they're going to be successful. Okay? So anyway, I'm going to go get a plan and rules and a strategy, which I already kind of have a strategy, basically. Yeah. Discipline, the ability to follow a plan, follow rules, and follow a strategy. So anyway, hopefully, hopefully I can get it together. So, alright, well, thanks for watching. This has been me.